Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back again to your favorite channel. This is Cross for Life by a number one boy. Yes, I am B to the A, but you know I prefer calling myself Simbs. I would like to thank you all that watched our video that we posted on Wednesday, our first episode on my top 10. Thank you so much for liking, thank you so much for giving us a huge thumbs up, and thank you so much to all our new subscribers. Thank you so much for your support, and if you're new to this channel, like and subscribe. So today we're talking about a topic that is very interesting, a topic that really touches Africans, and a topic that is very inspirational. We're talking, should Africans be Christians? Check this out. One of my motivations for doing this video was when I went on the internet, I wanted to hear exactly what do Africans think about Christianity? What do extremists say about Christianity? And I realized that to a certain extent, they make a compelling argument. That if we really look at it, it is an argument that we as African Christians also need to start looking at it and change certain things that are within the Christian context. Now, I want to ask you this. I want you to take your cell phone, right? Take your laptop or go on your PC and go on the internet and type in the word Jesus. After you've done that, I want you to do this. I want you to go to images and I want you to start looking at the images and tell me what you see. Now, this is one of the reasons why the extremists are actually attacking the Christian faith within Africa. If you look at those images, you would see that 80% of those images represent a white Jesus. Now, this is one of the reasons why a lot of Africans have got a negative attitude towards Christianity, because there is this misconception that Christianity is a white predominated religion. Now, there are reasons to this and the effects that are presented by the extremists that we as African Christians really need to look at and see ways in which we can address them. First of all, like this one that I've just presented to you, that suggests that Christianity is a white predominated religion. Now, I want you to understand this. I want you to take this example. You have never seen a knife in your life. You have never come across a knife. You don't even know what a knife is. Then you have your first experience of a knife. And when you see a knife, someone is using it to cut vegetables or to cut onions or to cut anything. That's your first experience, and that's your first association with a knife. Now, I want you to look at this other angle or this other view, where the first time you're going to ever notice a knife is when you come across a thief that wants to take your wallet or wants to take something from you, and they take out their knife. These two people have got different responses or different attitudes towards a knife. Why? Because it's based on their first experience. So most Africans' first experience with Christianity has got something to do with white supremacy. And to be honest, the internet is, even today, is not doing much justice to us. Because when we go back in history, we hear that our African forefathers sold the land, the African land, to the white men through the Bible. So that already builds a wrong context to many Africans. And this is something that we need to fix. And this is why the extremist says Africans should not be Christians. The second thing is, when we look at the Christian context itself, the African Christian context, or the way in which it is built up, it was something that was built up from the white men's tradition, or we just took a replica of a white church and we placed it into Africa. So most churches have got a white representation. Thank God things are now changing, but back in the days you would find out that there would be this context that when you're going to church, you have to put on a nice suit, you have to put what they would call your Sunday best, a tie, a shirt, jacket, a nice pair of trousers, and formal shoes. That is the white context. And already when an African who sees this already starts thinking, who has got a first experience of of slavery, when he sees a suit, when he sees a shirt, when he sees a tie, his association to it is slavery. So that's why this question is being asked: should Africans be Christians? Now we can also come to look at it, and we start looking at music. I would like to thank maybe the music that is happening now. People are now changing, like in South Africa, or also even in Zimbabwe, or other places within Africa. You would find out that we are now incorporating some of our cultural music to gospel music. But back in the days, it was only white music that had to do with hymn books, that would have written songs that you would supposed to sing. Already this would create an assumption that most people, most extremists then accuse Africans for being brainwashed. Most extremists say Africans are brainwashed because of the idea of the Bible, the idea of a hymn book, the idea of tithes and all these other things, the way in which they're done or the way in which they're presented. Already they have got this representation of a white man's culture. So this is one of the reasons why a lot of people fail, a lot of Africans feel they wouldn't want to adhere to Christianity. When we look at the way in which we conduct weddings, when we look at the idea of weddings, it is actually called a white wedding, a white European context of a wedding. Although when you go back into the American context, there's got the black American style of having a wedding. But you would find out that here in Africa, most people really have faith in a white wedding more than they have faith in a traditional wedding. Why? Because somehow our culture has been associated to darkness. So the moment when you just do an African wedding, it seems as if it's not really there. And this is one of the reasons why the extremist says Africans should not be Christians. I was also at one time, I still remember, at our ministry, one person came with a traditional instrument that is known as mbira, and when they were playing it, there was a negative response because people started associating that instrument to traditional healers, to all those other spirit medium stuff. But let's look at the piano in itself. When Bartolomeo created the piano, he does not even write, or he does not even suggest that I created the piano for the purpose of the church, but he created the piano for the purpose of enhancing music, which is the same thing that happens with mbira. But right now, just because mbira is an African instrument, it cannot be used in church. Now you see what I'm saying. This is the reason why we've got a lot of extremists that are challenging the idea of Christianity. The reason being, we as African Christians, we are not really standing up to really project the distinction between Christianity and culture. Jesus did not come to change our culture. Well, there's certain things within our traditions that do change, not because of white supremacy or not because of anything, but because it does not adhere to the Christian religion. That has got nothing to do with the white man. So when we change this white supremacy, I think we stand a bigger chance in Africa of influencing a lot of Africans to come to Jesus Christ, because the white supremacist context has damaged a lot of things. Now, when you start even looking at it, it's not even Christianity that is at fault. It is the idea of globalization. But the idea of globalization nowadays is not being viewed as globalization, but it is now being viewed as Christianity. So we really have to stand as Africans and as Christians and really defend our faith. So on next week, I'll be talking of the reasons why I'm African and why am I a Christian. And also addressing how do I really deal with the issues on white supremacy. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, give it a huge thumbs up. If you liked it, give it a huge thumbs up. And also leave a comment. Also share your views on this idea. Should Africans be Christians? Tell me what's your view. What do you think? And this is not actually directed to Christians. Even if you are an extremist and you feel like Africans are dumb or what, put it in the comments below. I want to hear your view. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet again next week. Stay blessed. I am signing out.